Welcome back to another video. Hasn't been another month since I've done it. This is actually the next day after the last video you've seen. I don't know when I'm going to post this, but as you can see, all the wiring and everything is exactly how I left it, which is today's job. I want to tidy all that lot up and start doing the cladding for the actual sub surrounding itself. So that's my plan, tidy all this up. As you can see, chucking down the rain again, but that's that. Tis what tis. Some point I want to pull the speakers out of that, get rid of that. But yeah, I thought I'd do another video just finishing this lot up. Hopefully you guys like that last video. If you haven't already watched it, there'll be a card up here or up here somewhere, so you can go and watch it. That's me installing that. It was a bit of a long video. I wasn't actually intending to do that. I was meant to do the DRLs, but it is what it is. So I'm going to get on tidying this lot up. I have actually noticed that my central locking doesn't work, so I need to have a look at this. I think it's not getting power from somewhere. By the way, that's this box here, so see if I can figure that out. And I also gonna relocate and tidy up all this wiring. Don't know where I'm going to put it, but I will figure it out. There was enough wire here to run all the way to the back. Well, it's no longer there. It's literally, there's the head unit, there's the sub, and the battery's obviously just in the bonnet, just down there. So don't really need a lot of wire. I know I could probably cut, the earthing strap, that's probably about the right length. The actual live wire itself, which I think is, yeah, this one, the black one, I could cut that down because it comes through the bulkhead just there, and obviously then it just needs to go across the bottom of the dash and, well, into that amp, which I'm gonna drill into the side here somewhere. So it doesn't need to be that long, so I'll probably cut that down. I don't think I can cut down this. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but it goes from the back of my stereo to the amp just there. And there's a little blue wire, this one here, that's a signal wire. I could chop that down massively as well, so I can shorten 2 of them out of the 3, so that'll help save me having to hide as much. So I'm gonna get on with that with the magic of YouTube. Done, just like that. I have cut a little hole for my amp, which I've stuck on the side there. Put the sub actually in properly now. I've hidden most of the wires. I obviously have these here, which I'll be boxing in anyway, and I will be cladding the whole thing, so all this will get hidden anyway. I need to do something with these wires because I did notice that this one is actually broken, but I'm actually very pleased with how this has come out. Like I said, I want to do the cladding and what have you, but I finally managed to get my sub to where I want it to be. It's no longer taking up space under the seats, so that's all done and dusted. Like I said, if you want to see the actual build of how that was done, it wasn't the best way of doing it, but check the previous video, it's on there. I'm gonna look at being able to clad this. I'm hoping that once I haven't got anything I can use, but once I put the wood all the way up, it's going to sit about here, and this will just be like the cup holder was, all made out of like wood, and that's exactly how that's going to look. And the only thing you'll be able to see is the outer ring of the sub. I've still got plenty of room to get in all the gears, so it's not going to be hitting any of them. Like I said, I'm going to be cladding all the side of this off, so you'll probably find I'll just box up to like here, so you won't be able to touch any of it, and it's all in there safe and tidy, so I'm happy with that. Put the ground strap underneath. My central locking also works, which I was a little bit concerned about. So now I've got a cup of coffee I haven't actually drank from like an hour or so ago. I'm gonna get this seat put back in because that does need doing, because obviously you can't go anywhere no seats in it. Have a bit of a tidy up and what have you, and probably start looking at cladding that box in. Don't really want it left like that because you can see the little wood support underneath it. So we're going to get on with that. That was my daughter you just seen. But I'm going to get on with that now, have a bit of a tidy up and what have you. And once the seat and everything's put back, actually I might leave the seat out if I'm doing that. Anyway, we're going to go get a few bits done and we will see you in a second. Well, we've given it a little bit of a tidy up, nothing too special. Sky's gone inside to make some brownies. And I'm just going to quickly try and get some of this cladded up. All I'm going to do here, nothing special. Just measure roughly how long I need a piece of wood to be. So we're looking at, let's say 21, and then just do a couple over here, get over to here, and I'll do it full length. And then across the front I will obviously the same on the other side, and across the front when we get to it I will have to cut full lengths all the way up and then cut this shape all the way out afterwards. So it's going to be quite an easy job. I'm not going for like a perfect finish. I just want it to look, well, like how the van is already, just pallet wood everywhere. So that's my plan with that. I'm just going to measure that. How much did we say it was? 21, didn't we? 21. So I'm going to go cut one piece at 21, see how that fits, and yeah, just keep going. So let's get this lot cladded up. So that's a rough look I want to sort of go for. I probably will put a little something up here, and I will recut this one so it's a bit more in line. It's not going to get in the way of that. So that's the rough sort of thing, and then across the other side obviously, and then the same across the front, just with the sub actually cut out. So that's the sort of look. I'm gonna crack on with that. I won't bother with the camera because it just slowed me down a bit, and I'll pick it back up when I'm a bit further along. Well, it's been a little bit longer. I've got a few more bits and bobs done. Managed to cut and angle this piece. I'm going to fill this gap in once I'm at the end with just a random piece, and same up here. I'm going to get like a little offcut and stick it up there. But I'm now onto the front, and that's roughly how that's going to go. Hence the angle, because once it's all in and what have you, that'll meet that angle. Oh, there you go, quite nicely, just like that. And I was looking at how to, because obviously I just want the sub itself. I want to try and cover this as best I can. So I made some marks. Whoops. On this side of roughly where it starts and finishes. And I did use a bowl, but what I have figured out is a normal dinner plate. It's pretty much the exact same size as my sub. I'm going to put that where I want it to sit, about there. I'm going to get, got it in my ear, a mark about there, and roughly about there ish. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to match it up, get the plate to match up with it. So that's roughly how much I'm going to need to cut off there, and keep working across. But seems to make good progress. It's looking a bit weird now, but once you get a few more bits in, I think it's going to look great. So that's roughly the mark I've got to go cut. Now I'll go cut it.
Can I sit on the chair?
And there we go. There's that part cut out. And it's going to go, not that way, sort of like that. It's not a bad start. I'm probably going to angle that piece there, just get it a bit flatter, because that'll sit nicely in there. But yeah, quite pleased with that. So I'm going to get on with this, and I'll see you in a mo. There we go, a few hours later again. And typically everything's come to a halt because of the rain. So I'm quite pleased with how far I've got. There's a few little missing bits here and there, I've got to fill that gap in there. Obviously that one up at the top. There's a little strip there. Even this side's done. Do need to do that a little bit down there though. But the main bulk of it is done, and I am very, very impressed with that. This is rough for some random pallet wood I had lying around and whatnot. I'm very pleased with how this has actually come out. Before I finish, I do want to just fill in that gap there, and when I do it I will put a picture at the end of how it actually looks at the end, if I remember. Thought I'd do one better. I've actually finished it all off. You can see the sun's actually out now, but filled in that gap there, filled in that gap up there, filled in down around the sub. I do need to trim this bit here a little bit, but that is now completely done. It's quite simple. Like I said, I've not done it to be professional or look amazing, because that's not what this isn't. A show van, this is just for fun, and I really like the rustic look. Oh, one last thing. All back together again. Happy days. So that's the end of that. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the last video. Like I said, the next video will be the DRL video, so stay tuned for that. Very simple install. Anyway, I've got to get gone because I want to pack up all the power tools while it's raining. But thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a great big thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go hit that subscribe button and take it easy.